Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about what is new in this update because Sega pulled a fast one on us and added new armors. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to go over is of course the freebies. So you want to go to systems, get campaign items, receive item account, and we do have an apology for a weapon camo bug apparently. So we get 50 star gems from that, so that's really nice. And then we also get compensation for the extended maintenance, so that is another 20 star gems. So make sure to pick all of that up. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the new limited time quest over here. As you can see, Dustal Vera Suppression Operation version 2. As I said in yesterday's video, I did not have very high hopes for this. However, Sega has pulled a fast one over here and actually added the new armors. As you can see, there is the Arga, Belta, and Sheza. And these three armors over here are tradable. You can sell these on the player market, and the only ways to get these armors at the moment, at least what I know of, is by running this limited time quest. So a lot of people are running this limited time quest. And to just prove my point, we can see over here the Arga, Belta, and Shezas are all searchable. So we can look at the Arga prices. Pretty good, 500,000, and this one actually has a fixa, even though it's fixa natural, so it's not the best one, but it is available, so those prices are actually pretty decent. However, there are others. We can go to the Belta. Belta's actually more expensive for some reason. I don't know why, probably because Slayer's really popular. And then of course we have Shezas. This is for technique users. No fixes over here, also at 500,000. So basically the average price is 500,000. However, this is day one, literally a couple hours after the servers just came up. So I do expect these prices to plummet down as more people start farming the limited time quest. Now I did run the limited time quest a couple of times. Unfortunately, I did not get any of these armors to drop, but it wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. I think they did nerf the HP for the Dustal Vera, and it's not as tanky. As you can see in the B-roll right now, we did melt it relatively quickly. So I do think that they did adjust the HP a little bit, or maybe it's because this boss doesn't fly around. Like when we had to fight Next Vera before in Alio, the stupid dragon would fly around and you just lose a lot of DPS time, versus the Dustal, he just kind of stands there and you can just beat him up. So maybe that could be the case, but nevertheless, it was not as painful as I originally thought it would be. So that is really good. The next thing I want to talk about is they have fixed the Gorge area, so now you can interact with the lanterns or the torches, and as we go over here, we can interact with that, and boom, you can extend the buff. And so the follow-up fire attacks are now working, which means the Gorge area is incredibly fast to farm, because by having this fire follow-up attack, it actually increases your DPS by 25%. It's a very big deal, so you do want to make sure that you do abuse this mechanic as much as possible. Keep in mind, you do need to take the big torch over here at the very beginning in order to spread it to all of the small torches to extend the duration of this buff. So just make sure that you extend it as much as possible so that you can help other players, so everyone can get this fiery buff and just deal additional damage. You're going to kill the ancient enemies significantly faster, so please make sure that you do take advantage of this, especially if you are still farming ancients and still needing to craft your rare weapons. Alright, with all of that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about are the AC scratches. We do have a new AC scratch Starlight fashion. There are some pretty nice fashion pieces over here. However, you may have noticed that Modish Winter is still not fixed yet. So unfortunately, if you did scratch on that specific banner, you're just gonna have to wait until they fix it and they will re-implement it. However, don't worry, your selector tickets as well as your scratch count bonus as well as progress is still gonna carry over. So if you did scratch on that banner, you're gonna be fine. You just need to wait for them to fix that eyelash issue before it comes back. I have no idea why they had to disable the entire banner for it instead of just removing those bugged fashion pieces, but it is what it is. Now for those who are wondering the stats of these armors, they give you 5.5% for 2 specific potencies instead of all potency. However, in return you get more HP and more PP. Personally, I like this more. You also get 20% frost resistance, which is really nice, or cold resistance. But mainly the extra HP and the extra PP is what I definitely look forward to, especially if you're a player like myself where you only play one class and one weapon type. So, in my case, I only play Katana Braver, so I don't really benefit from getting all potency since I don't play other classes. However, if you do play other classes, you might consider just sticking with the old armors. But nevertheless, I'm incredibly surprised that they introduced the Argabelta and Shezas this early and this quickly, which actually makes me think when we do get the Crimson Realm in the near the end of the month, we might get purple armors. Honestly, I would not be surprised if we got another armor with the whole Crimson Realm, and you know, obviously it'll drop from Crimson Realm and it'll kind of incentivize everyone to farm the new content, because that's exactly what they did with the Argabelta and Shezas. You know, the limited time quest isn't really my cup of tea. However, since that's the only way to get these armors, I will be farming it since, well, you know, I kind of want these armors. Even though the prices of these armors aren't that expensive, I think people have kind of come more down to earth on the pricing, or Sega has just really buffed the drop rate and I've just gotten really unlucky. But nevertheless, you know, the armors are here and they do exist, so make sure to take a look since they are tradable.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.